In the earliest days, when the world was still working out how to be, there lived a feeling called loneliness. It wasn't like the fox in the bracken or the tide on the shore. It had no body, no sound, no shadow to follow. It slipped unseen through hedgerows and rooftops, seeking something it couldn't name. Loneliness drifted from place to place, not to frighten anyone, but to be understood. And for the longest time, no one ever did. One evening, under a sky pricked with starlight, it came upon a small village where the moss grew thick on the stones, and smoke curled slow from chimney pots. In a crooked house near the edge of the lane lived a fairy woman, known for her cures and the way she spoke to herbs, as though they were old friends who'd come in for tea. There, too, lived an old couple, gentlefolk who had grown together like two trees side by side. Their home was full of warmth and soft light, but no child had ever come to stay. Loneliness often stopped there, settling into the corners after the candles had gone out. It filled the space between sighs, lingered in the quiet after supper, and wandered through dreams with bare feet. But one spring, something changed. A young couple came to share the home, full of newness and bright hopes, and the small, determined cry of a newborn baby. The rooms filled quickly with chatter, milk warmth and lullabies, the rhythm of a life just beginning. Still, one night, the young mother sat up in bed, her brow drawn tight. She'd dreamt of the old woman gliding past her in the dark, drawn like a sleepwalker to the baby's cradle. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was tugging at the edges of their happiness. What she didn't know was that the old woman's spirit had been drifting too, drawn by loneliness into a half-dream, half-memory. The feeling had not left the house, it had only changed rooms. The young father, gentle and worn from worry, went to seek the fairy woman's help. She was bent over her garden, whispering to moonwort and starfern, her eyes bright with old knowing. She didn't need the whole tale. She'd felt loneliness before. Long ago it had rested on her shoulders like a winter shawl. That night, with a blue jar in her pocket, she walked out beneath the moon and let the plants speak first. They murmured old names and older remedies, and as she picked each stem and petal, she called gently to the feeling that had no name but hers to give. "Come closer," she said, not unkindly. "You've been walking a long time. Let's find you something better to be." Loneliness paused, and for the first time it listened. It moved through the leaves and settled into the jar, no longer aching, but curious. The fairy woman passed the herbs to the father. "Boil these," she said. "Let the steam rise over the child. Wash him in it, pour the rest around the bed, and take the last of it to the stream, where the water will carry it on." He did as he was told. The water steamed and soothed. The baby laughed. The old woman slept through the night without stirring. And the stream, always ready to listen, carried the last of the potion and loneliness with it, out into the wide waiting world. But loneliness did not wander as it once had. It found its way into the breeze that rustled the hedgerows, into the gentle swaying of reeds by the riverside. It learned how to speak, not with words, but with the kind of stillness that says, "You're not forgotten." From that night on, no shadow passed the baby's cradle. The old woman smiled more often, and the young mother slept with her hand on her heart, listening, not for danger, but for the wind, which now carried something gentle. Loneliness, once a formless ache, became a quiet companion to those who felt unseen. Not a ghost, not a sorrow, but a reminder. Even the emptiest places can be filled with something kind, if someone is willing to listen. And that is the way of it. Just so. And so, my dear one, if loneliness ever finds you, quiet as a breath in the dark, don't be afraid. It visits us all now and then. Now tuck yourself in, dear heart. You've done enough for today. Let the night hold you. Good night to you. Good night to the kettle cooling on the stove. And good night to the sky outside your window. Still there, still wide, still full of stars.